Hi, first graders. Today we're going to be learning about somebody named Martin Luther King Jr., and we're going to learn all about how he was a civil rights leader. He fought for civil rights or equal rights for all people. So let's get started. This is the first book we're going to read. Let's get started reading together. Early life. Martin Luther King Jr. was born on January 15, 1929. He was born in Atlanta, Georgia. That's actually where I was born too, but I was born way after him. This is where Hugh lived, in Georgia, and this was his house. King went to high school and college. He got his doctorate in 1955. That means he went to school for a really long time and got a doctorate degree, which made him Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Kept separate. At that time, Black people were not treated the same as white people. The two groups were kept apart. Black people could not go to white schools. They even had to sit in the back of buses. Peaceful protest. In 1955, King led a peaceful protest. It lasted for 381 days. No Black man or woman rode buses. The issue went to the Supreme Court. It said that buses were unfair. Black people could now sit wherever they wanted. This was a big win for civil rights. So that means that after all the protests that Martin Luther King Jr. did, the Supreme Court decided that it wasn't fair to make Black people sit in the back of buses, that they could sit anywhere they wanted, just like white people. King was well known after the protest. He became the face of civil rights. He traveled the country and he spoke to many people. I have a dream. In 1963, King led a peaceful walk. It was in Washington, D.C. Thousands of people came. He gave his famous I Have a Dream speech. Death and Legacy. On April 4, 1968, King was killed. He was in Memphis, Tennessee. King saw a need for change. He made a difference, and he found peaceful ways to do it. He is still remembered as a great leader. All right, that's the end of the book, first graders. Thank you for listening. Now I hope you can see on my screen, this is called a timeline, and it just shows some of the really important details that we learned about Martin Luther King Jr.'s life. So think about some of the really important things that you learned from this book. I know a couple of the things that I learned are that Martin Luther King Jr. was a civil rights leader, and he fought for what he believed in. He believed that Black people and white people should have the same rights, and he led peaceful protests to help get that. We're going to learn even more about Martin Luther King Jr. over the next few days, but this was a really good start, so thank you for listening, first graders, and I'll see you soon. Bye!